The NFL world stood still when news surfaced of Patrick Mahomes' unexpected comment directed at a rival team's star player. Known for his calm composure and respect toward competitors, Mahomes rarely engages in controversial exchanges. However, during a post-game moment that quickly spread across social media, his words sparked immediate headlines. Reporters described it as bold, confident, and completely uncharacteristic. The atmosphere around the Kansas City Chiefs shifted instantly as fans tried to decipher the meaning behind the statement. Was it personal, strategic, or simply misunderstood? The rivalry in question was already intense, fueled by years of competitive clashes. Now, with Mahomes stepping into the center of attention, the story took on a life of its own. The comment wasn't shouted or taunting, it was calculated and deliberate, signaling something deeper. Within minutes, players, analysts, and fans across the league were reacting. The face of the NFL had just made a statement that went far beyond the game itself. The tension between the Chiefs and their rival didn't start overnight. It has been years in the making, fueled by fierce battles, close finishes, and championship implications. Every matchup carries emotional weight, each play dissected for signs of dominance. Mahomes has long been the symbol of Kansas City's rise, while his counterpart on the rival team represents their relentless pursuit to dethrone him. Their encounters have produced iconic moments, comebacks, heartbreaks, and unforgettable highlights. The mutual respect between the two teams has always existed, but so has the underlying animosity. Every quote, celebration, and reaction is magnified. When Mahomes made his shocking comment, it wasn't in isolation, it was the latest spark in a long-burning competitive fire. Fans immediately tied his words to previous clashes, viewing them as a declaration of confidence. To them, it wasn't arrogance but assurance, the voice of a champion unafraid to face pressure head-on. The rivalry had officially evolved into something even more personal. Once the comment spread online, interpretations began flooding in. Some claimed it was a direct challenge to the rival star, a subtle reminder of who truly dominates the league. Others believed it carried a motivational undertone, pushing both teams toward greater intensity. Mahomes' exact phrasing, described as measured but firm, reflected his intelligence as much as his confidence. Those who know him best say he rarely speaks without purpose. His words were not impulsive but intentional, delivered at a moment when tensions were already high. It wasn't about disrespect. It was about reaffirming Kansas City's standard of excellence. Analysts quickly broke down his tone, noting how he maintained control even while making a statement that demanded attention. In a league where rivalries often rely on theatrics, Mahomes' calm confidence stood out. It reminded everyone that psychological battles can be as defining as those fought on the field. His message was simple. The Chiefs remain the benchmark every team must measure against. Within the Chiefs' locker room, Mahomes' words were met with approval. His teammates, accustomed to his leadership style, saw the comment as an expression of belief rather than provocation. Travis Kelce reportedly nodded in agreement, describing Mahomes as a competitor who knows when to speak and when to let his play do the talking. Head coach Andy Reid, though known for his discipline, understood the power of such moments. Sometimes, words can unite a team more effectively than any pep talk. Players who had felt the grind of recent criticism rallied behind their quarterback, interpreting his comment as a call to refocus and reclaim momentum. The locker room energy shifted from fatigue to determination. Every player sensed that the next matchup against their rival would now carry new meaning. Mahomes hadn't just defended his team's reputation, he reignited their collective pride. In doing so, he reminded the Chiefs that leadership isn't only about performance. It's also about conviction. Across the field, the rival team didn't stay silent. Their star player, the target of Mahomes' comment, was quick to respond publicly. His tone was confident but restrained, emphasizing respect while defending his team's honor. It became clear that both sides viewed this as more than casual banter. The rivalry had shifted into a battle of pride and identity. Coaches of the opposing team addressed the situation strategically, reminding players to channel emotion into performance. The comment had done what few tactics could. It elevated the stakes of their next encounter. Media outlets capitalized on every quote, framing the growing tension as a preview of a potential playoff clash. Fans of the rival team viewed Mahomes' words as motivation, turning what could have been a brief controversy into a season-defining storyline. For the rival star, this was personal. For Mahomes, it was controlled confidence. For the league, it was a moment destined to shape narratives for months ahead. As soon as the clip surfaced online, fans reacted in waves of excitement and debate. Chiefs supporters flooded social platforms with admiration, celebrating Mahomes' boldness as the mark of a true leader. Memes, quotes, and highlight reels spread instantly, painting him as both fearless and unapologetic. Meanwhile, rival fans fired back, defending their star and questioning Mahomes' intent. The conversation dominated trending lists for hours, transcending sports news into mainstream discussion. Influencers, journalists, and former players weighed in, each offering interpretations of his words. For fans, it wasn't just about football, it was about loyalty, identity, and pride. The debate reignited regional rivalries and gave new life to a storyline that united and divided audiences alike. What made the moment so compelling wasn't just the comment itself, but who said it. Mahomes had always been admired for restraint. Now, he had shown another side, a fiery competitor willing to speak his truth without hesitation or fear. Television panels and sports podcasts devoted entire segments to dissecting Mahomes' remark. Analysts played the footage repeatedly, studying his body language and tone. Some called it a calculated psychological move, an effort to assert dominance before a critical stretch of the season. Others viewed it as uncharacteristic frustration from a player under mounting expectations. Commentators compared it to past greats moments when leaders used words to inspire performance and set the emotional tone for their teams. Former players defended Mahomes, arguing that true competitors occasionally use words as fuel. The discussion extended beyond the football field into leadership psychology. Could controlled confidence serve as a competitive advantage? The consensus formed gradually. Mahomes wasn't lashing out. He was reminding the league of Kansas City's unwavering mindset. His ability to deliver a statement that sparked both unity and controversy reaffirmed his role not only as a player, but as the emotional pulse of modern football. Days later, Mahomes addressed the growing attention during a media session. Calm and composed, he clarified that his comment wasn't intended as disrespect, but as motivation for himself, his teammates, and his rivals alike. He emphasized mutual respect while standing firmly by his words. Reporters noted his measured tone and maturity. He neither backtracked nor inflamed the situation further. Instead, he reframed the narrative, reminding everyone that competition is built on passion and mutual drive. His explanation reflected both emotional intelligence and leadership. Fans appreciated his honesty, while analysts praised his ability to control the conversation. Rather than allowing controversy to define him, Mahomes turned it into a teaching moment. He reminded the public that greatness often requires standing behind one's convictions. His statement had stirred emotions across the league, but his composure in addressing it showcased why he remains the standard for modern leadership: firm, thoughtful, and always aware of the bigger picture. With emotions reignited, anticipation for the next meeting between the Chiefs and their rival reached new heights. The league scheduled it for primetime, knowing the world would be watching. Every player understood the weight of the upcoming game. It wasn't just about points or standings anymore. It was about pride, reputation, and proving whose statement truly carried meaning. Fans began marking the date. Media networks prepared in-depth coverage, and both teams intensified preparation. For Kansas City, the focus remained steady: execution, composure, and reaffirmation of dominance. For their rivals, it was a chance to respond through performance rather than words. The narrative had evolved into one of accountability, and Mahomes stood at its center. The atmosphere surrounding the matchup felt electric, reminiscent of legendary rivalries in sports history. One comment had transformed a regular season game into a defining moment, one that would either cement Mahomes' message or challenge his control of the story he unintentionally created. In the end, the entire episode surrounding Mahomes' comment revealed the profound influence of words in competitive sports. A single statement, delivered with conviction, can reshape narratives, ignite motivation, and define leadership. Mahomes didn't insult his rival. He reminded the league that excellence demands confidence and accountability. His comment, though unexpected, became a reflection of his evolution from a young prodigy to a composed leader unafraid to voice belief. The rival star, too, rose to the moment, demonstrating mutual respect through performance and professionalism. Together, their exchange elevated the sport, proving that true rivalry isn't built on hostility, but on shared greatness. Fans witnessed more than controversy. They saw the psychological chess match that defines elite competition. Mahomes' words will be remembered not for shock value, but for symbolism, a reminder that leadership is as much about courage and communication as it is about skill on the field. His statement became not conflict, but legacy.